book of Ephesians, chapter 5 and verse 15. And it says, "See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil." Giving all praises, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham Kakodash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that do well, and salutation to the brothers around the world, preaching this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the earth, heralding the coming of Yahushai Mashiach, and also the downfall of this wicked queendom that is ruled by Esau Edom, the destruction of Babylon, America the Great. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Right? As the precept just read, redeeming the times because the days are evil. Right? Walking circumspectly, walking as we know we live in the end, we're close to the end. So, is like Paul said, right? The race you're running, right? That's roughly paraphrasing the scripture, knowing that the end of the race is now. You could basically see finish line, right? So you know when you know such a race, like say if it may be a 800 or 400 meter lap, right? You will be running, but when you see the finish line is close, no self you're looking to push even harder. No self you're looking to level up. No self you're looking to give it your all. Because you know if you don't give it your all, right, you will lose. Right? Because we seeing the prophecies popping off to the four corners of the earth. And Lord is basically letting you know that, hey, now is not no time to play no games. Now is not no time to fall behind. Now is not no time to slack. Right? Because if we continue slacking, that is when we're going to be cut off. That is why we have to continue pushing, because think about it. The simple things that we have to do here in this life we live in, to please Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, to do what Lord tells us to do. Just imagine what we're going to inherit, right? What the scripture said, that the suffering of this present time cannot compare to the kingdom of heaven. So the things, the work we have to put in for the kingdom of heaven, the payout, it can't compare that, it can't weigh that at all. Because think about it. We have to obey the Lord's statutes and commandments of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, right? And the Lord promised us eternal glory. Eternal glory, let's imagine that. An everlasting life, right? Let's imagine the Lord promised us that we will be able to be just as, not just as, but even better than what these people call, what Jakes call superheroes in this time and this age, right? So imagine that is what the Lord promised us. So now it's time, and as the scripture says, it's high time, because a lot of Jakes sleeping still. These Jakes enemies, like, they ain't realizing the end we living in. It's either, as the saying here goes in Trinidad, it's either shape up or ship out. And the Lord will ship you out if it's that. If you don't want to hearken unto those of your Hashem Yahushai, the Lord will make sure you get shipped out. Reading over the precept again, Ephesians 5 and 15. It says, "See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Because when you check it out, as the scripture says Deuteronomy, this is the wisdom, this is all wisdom in the sight of all the nations. Like this word, this truth that the Lord gave unto us, to his people. He chose us out of all the nations of the earth. He chose us, the Israelites, right? To know this, to understand these parables, to understand these dark sayings. He chose us. It says, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Wherefore, be not unwise, but understand what is the will. Yeah, what is the will of the Lord. It's like what the will of the Lord is, right? We knowing that everything is going to get worse. We knowing that Esau is going to come down with great wrath. We knowing that Esau is going to set traps for us, right? Just to see if they could catch us. Because we knowing how wicked these heathens is. We knowing all the plagues coming, all the famine is coming, right? The Lord pouring out his spirit upon the four corners of the earth. Everybody, Jakes is basically dreaming and seeing the things that is about to happen upon the face of the earth, right? And we getting this as a testimony. We getting this as a warning when we see these chicks having all these different dreams, right? This is the book of, I'm gonna get this piece up one time. What up, my man? This is the book of Amos, chapter 13, chapter 5, Salakia, and verse 13. And it says, therefore, the prudent shall keep silence in that time, for it is a time of evil. And I just read that, and I remember the precept that said, the prudent man seeth the evil and hideth himself, right? So, being a man of wisdom, being a man that the Lord gave this knowledge to, the insight, the heads up, and believe in it, will see the destruction coming and hide it himself. And how we hide in himself is by obeying the Lord's statutes and commandments of Yahweh Hashem Yashai. So when the time comes, when the destruction comes, the Lord will deliver us out of this place, right? Verse 14, it says, seek good and not evil, that ye may live. And so the Lord, the God of hosts, shall be with you as ye have spoken, right? Because hey, this is what we be preaching to the four corners of the earth, day in, day out, week in, week out, right? Because as it say in, let's see if I get, I believe that is Ecclesiasticus, my bad, chapter 2 and verse 5, I believe. No, verse 10 actually. It says, look at the generations of old, and see, did ever any trust in the Lord, and was confounded, or did any abide in his fear, and was forsaken, or whom did he ever despise that calleth upon him? Right, so when I check it out, who have put the trust in Yahweh Hashem and was confounded, right? No one, anybody that put the trust in the Lord deliver them, the Lord sanction them and make sure that, hey, my servants shall eat, my servant shall get whatever they need in that time, in the days of evil, right? It says, or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken, or whom did he ever despise that called upon him, right? Anybody who calling upon the Lord, the Lord will make sure that you have to get what you want, what you need, right? Or even it's like this, that we see a child, right? A child is in danger. What happens if they call upon the mother? You see it even day by day. If it may be the animals, if it's a dog, if it's a chick. When what has happened when the chicks and them cry out, the mother hen is come basically at the rescue, right? And if it may be any other animal, same way. So, right, Yahweh Hashem Yeshua is our Father. So, if anything happens to us and we call upon the Lord, then you will see the Lord will come to our rescue, especially in those times. Right? Verse 11 it says, "For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long suffering, and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins, and saveth in the time of affliction." Right? So, through the Spirit and power of Hashem, shall be with those that find to the flock. Until the next one, Shalom.